Open world video games. What can I say about this genre that hasn't already been said? Open world games are essentially the most immersive type of game that can exist. These games succeed at giving you the freedom to go wherever you please. Gone are the days of traversing a linear two-dimensional obstacle course. Open world games are pretty much universally loved by gamers, including me. Not only is my favorite game of all time open world, the genre is full of games that I would consider to be some of the best games of all time. But there's one issue I have when it comes to my relationship with these games. One problem that affects my enjoyment of this genre as a whole, and that's, well, time itself. So you know how open world games are massive, right? Well, because of this, they take so long to play through and finish. And this is why my biggest complaint with them is that they aren't replayable to me because they don't respect your time. So today, I'll be going over why I don't like replaying open world games, even if I love them. Let's jump right in. But first, I'd like to clarify that I actually have replayed open world games in the past, and have done it more often than you might think after what I just said a minute ago. So I'll quickly go over all of the open world games I have played through more than once. Red Dead Redemption is the open world game I've played the most. To my knowledge, I've played through the game around, and no, I am not kidding, 5 times or more. However, I have a very good reason for this. The game is my favorite video game of all time, okay? But that's not even the main reason. The main reason is this game really doesn't take that long to play through. It's an open world, yes, but nowhere near as big as, let's say, Tears of the Kingdom or the second Red Dead Redemption. Otherwise, I would not have played through this game 5 times. I actually did play through Red Dead Redemption 2 a total of 3 times as well, but this was back when I had a ton of free time and I didn't have other games to play through at the moment. It's also possibly the greatest game of all time artistically speaking, so I think a few playthroughs is justified, even if I kinda regret it to an extent. I guess I should also bring up Minecraft as an open world game that I've replayed since it is technically open world. I'm not too sure how many times I've played through the game, but let's be honest, we've all played this game way too much. And the final game in this genre that I have replayed is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I finished the game once on normal mode when I finally got my hands on it, and then I gave Master Mode a try, which ended up being insanely fun, by the way. See, Master Mode is awesome because you aren't just playing the same game again, you're playing a more difficult version of it. Because of this, I didn't feel guilty about spending more time playing through it again, because it was still a different enough experience this time around. And actually, as I'm making this video, I'm considering replaying Breath of the Wild again, but this time on the Wii U. I just thought this would be an interesting experience to have, but I'm still not sure I'm going to do it because it could zap 100 hours of my free time away from me at an instant. So there's that out of the way. That's every open world game that I've played more than once to my knowledge. So now that you know my experience with replaying these games, let's get into why I still try not to go back to them very much. Also, one thing you may notice in this video is that I keep using footage from the same few games. I haven't been playing a ton of open world games as of late, so I don't have very much footage. It'll probably look like the only games I've played is Zelda and Red Dead, but like I said, I just don't have much other footage at the moment. The reason I generally don't like replaying open world games is very simple. It's the fact that they take so long to complete. Now I know what you're saying, you don't have to do every single thing in the game. Well, the thing about me is that I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to video games. I want to do as much as I can in every game, and even though I don't always 100% the games I play, I try to do everything that I know how to do. Also, the thing about open world games is since they have so much content in them, there's always bound to be some content that I just don't enjoy. For example, in Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a ton of annoying gambling challenges, and as somebody who can barely even play blackjack, these challenges are very boring. Anyway, the fact that I have a bit of that completionist mentality means that the bigger the game is, the more exhausting it can feel. So not only is that a reason why I don't like replaying open worlds, it's also a reason I don't like 100%ing them. Also, it's not that I don't like replaying video games at all. I replay games all the time, but the games I enjoy replaying are games that take at the most 15 hours to complete. So like, for example, a game like Ori and the Will of the Wisps, or maybe a more linear game in the Legend of Zelda franchise. While I do love the experience you get from open world games, they just don't have viable replayability to me because the games already take enough of your free time as it is. And another thing you should know about me is that I play a lot of video games. One of my biggest hobbies at the moment is not only playing through video games, but also collecting them. I wouldn't say it's an addiction or anything, it's just something I can always look forward to. The reason this is relevant is because if I have all these games to play through, it's hard to justify going back to a game I already experienced and spending another 200 hours on it. And I think that's why replaying these huge games has become less enjoyable for me. There's still a lot of games out there that I haven't gotten to experience at all. So why should I play Red Dead Redemption for this 6th time. Overall, I hope you guys enjoy the replayability of open world games, but for me, it's hard to justify it anymore. Just thought this was an interesting thing to cover on the channel, so that's about it. I love open world games, but lately I haven't wanted to revisit them.